On myself.
All right, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We don't have a gavel today, so I don't have that, but hello, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Next slide. All right, if anyone wants to sign up for open forum, just go ahead and sign up there. I'll give you a second to do that. Anyone on Zoom? All right. Do you want to read land acknowledgement, Representative Sim?
We would like to. We would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on Indigenous land. Moreover, we would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the Carrizo and Comecrudo, Coaletican, Cabo, Tocawa, Comanche, Libanapache, Alabama Cachada, Ikapu, Igua Pueblo, and all the American Indian and Indigenous peoples and communities who have been or have become a part of these lands and territories in Texas, here on Turtle Island.
All right. First roll call. Adrian? Adrian? Make sure you're filling out the attendance form. You done it, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Adrian, what's their number at? Adrian.
We need one more.
Has everyone filled out the attendance form?
My phone is not able to stay on.
Day in history. Solid red. American woman.
Okay, cool. All right, let's move on. All right, we have quorum. Next one. All right, open forum. We do have two people for open forum. First up is Amanda Garcia. Amanda Garcia here? No? All right, we'll move forward. Next up is Braxton Cannon.
Hello, everybody. So I quickly just wanted to talk about AB1 and also the state of our assembly. So I first want to talk about how AB1 doesn't accurately reflect what the committees discussed. So while the bill claims that rules and regulations prioritize a host of initiatives, our RC never even met, so I don't know how that's possible. Chairman Holman co-opted the committee's name to facilitate the changes only he wanted to see. When asked why he did that, he claimed our RC did meet just without inviting all the members. So I'm in RRC, and as far as I'm aware, we've not met formally to even elect vice chair, but somehow we led this initiative. So this is not just bad in an exclusionary sense, but it's also in the sense that it stripped the student body of the opportunity to attend and provide input during committee meetings. Secondly, not a single change to the rules and reform committee was honored completely in AB1. I checked every single one. Everything we wrote was changed or altered in some fashion, and some changes we made were not included at all. Kevin and Gerald took it upon themselves to edit without consulting the committee or both of the co-chairs first. And yet again, we're seeing that this process is uncooperative, rushed, and lacking transparency. So that really begs the question, who did they listen to? Because it wasn't the student body. I will applaud the budget working group for doing on-the-ground student input, but when I asked Speaker Roberts to do the same for the rules changes, Kevin said now is not the time. We were promised a constitutional convention, but only select committees with only a few members were established. And even some of the changes didn't make it to the bill. Most of the changes in AB1 were handpicked from a group of a select 6 to 8 people. We were promised a collaborative and welcoming environment, but unless you're one of the favorites, then you weren't afforded that right. Once again, I told Kevin and Gerald that this process needed student input, and to no avail. I am tired of SG claiming to listen to the students, but then enacting their own tired and ineffective ideas that change to zero about the functionality between the relationship directly with the student body. We should be discussing how we could better listen and interact with the students, not more.
Sorry, but the time has expired. Are there any questions for the speaker? 3 minutes. Representative Holman.
Rep. Holman UI and Rep. Cannon, I think you're absolutely right, and I definitely think I could have done better. And one of the amendments I plan to make is just changing the phrasing of the question on FAQ number 6, just to better reflect that. And I just like to add that a lot of things that I personally work on is things that the Assembly can absolutely amend out. This is the Assembly's bill, not just a few people's bill. So I would absolutely encourage any amendments to remove anything or add anything that the Assembly finds fit. And I guess my question is, are you okay with that? Just having more amendments and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think an amendment would be great to better reflect the discussions that were had or lack thereof. But I also think it's time that we open our eyes and not rush over criticism, but actually spend the time to learn and correct our mistakes. This is a 25-page bill, and what use does it do? We can survey the student body, reach out to them, see what they think. This was almost entirely handpicked by Speaker Roberts. He told us exactly what we should write and what we shouldn't write. So I think if we really want to listen to the student body, then we need to do that. So I think really our best option outside of amendments with AB1 is tabling it today and bringing it back with 1, more student input. And once we have the student input, I'm all on board. And 2, a smaller bill, so we can fairly divvy it up into smaller bills so that we can fairly discuss all the intricacy of the rule changes. 25 pages is not an effective time for us to discuss all the changes in this bill. And not only is it not fair to us, but it's also not fair to the student body.
Any other questions? Representative Tristan.
Representative UI, Representative Cannon, what did you do to get input from the student body? And if you did anything, what suggestions would you give to us?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think the budget working group was a really great idea. Having students volunteer who want to provide input on specific aspects of the budget. Like I said, Adrian, I asked Kevin if we could do that for these rules changes, but I was told that we did not do that this semester. And it felt like what was in the sake of expediency. So I don't think we should ever sacrifice the speed of something at the expense of giving the student body the chance to oppose or support something.
And yeah, Representative Tristan.
Representative UI, wouldn't the student body ultimately have their say when this goes to like a constitutional referendum?
Sure, not everything's going to a constitutional referendum. Out of the 25 pages, probably only half is going to referendum. And even that, on the last page of the bill, the only question on the referendum is, do you support the revisions? Not actually, do you support lowering quorum? Do you support stripping the Supreme Court of the purview over legislative branch? Do you support that?
All right, the time for question and answer has expired. Are there any motions on the floor to extend? All righty, thank you so much. All right, quote of the week. Keep your face always towards the sunshine and the shadows will fall behind you by Walt Whitman. Maybe you can take something from that. All right. We'll move forward with legislative appointments. We're going to be appointing the College of Engineering representative appointments, Kendrick Neptune and Melanie Hancock. Next slide. All right, so we're going to move forward. Melanie Hancock, whenever you're ready, you can just come up here. You have 2 minutes to just pretty much give your case, and then we'll enter 3 minutes of Q&A. 2 minutes.
Hello, my name is Melanie Hancock, as they already said. I'm a junior in the College of Engineering and chemical engineering major, pursuing a certificate in computer science as well. The reason I chose to come here and be a part of the student council government is that I think a lot of students in engineering college specifically feel a really heavy burden to never come forward or complain about work and other things outside of college too, interfering with their schools, because there's a large, complex and mentality that work given to us is the level we must rise to. And I think there's a large gap in where compassion can exist and where people need to be heard. And I don't think that there's necessarily a platform nor a system in place for it. And as someone who has spent countless hours trying to study and countless hours more trying to study through a pandemic, I can say that College of Engineering does not come without challenges. And the best thing that I've ever come across in my 3 years here has been help from my fellow students, especially, but also from the teachers that I've been able to build relationships with. And a lot of times in engineering, it can be difficult to go to a professor and not just ask questions, but rather to ask for specific allowances with certain issues we're struggling with, or certain things that may hinder our ability to be in class. There's just not much leeway in terms of that. And I think it's a lack of understanding that engineers aren't just meant to sit down and solve math and work throughout the day. We have lives outside of it. We have people we care about that have problems that we also.
Sorry, but the time has expired.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. We're gonna, hold on. We're gonna enter 3 minutes of Q&A. Yeah. Are there any questions for the representative appointee? Representative Talaga.
Representative Collazo, liberal arts. What are some of the main policies that you hope to implement in your time as student government?
It's a wonderful question, thank you. Personally, I would like to make engineering has a week of mental health. What if we made it a little bit more pronounced than just a week, because we have the whole year to go for our classes, and have active announcements on resources and a larger system to incorporate that within the engineering system? Because, I mean, sadly, just 1 year ago, I remember getting an email about one of the students in the graduate system choosing to take their own life, and I don't think anybody should be faced between failing a class and losing their life.
President Murphy.
Hi, Melanie. Thank you so much, and I definitely love those ideas and agree about mental health. My question is one I'll also ask to all the other reps tonight, and I asked before. So one of the really big things that a lot of representatives and Isabel and myself ran on is advocating for increasing the wages of both student and campus workers here at UT. So my question is, do you support advocating for increased wages?
I absolutely do. Many of my friends and I myself have been notified and applied for positions to work in chemical stock rooms and other areas around campus, like at the library. And these are intensive jobs. They require time and energy and effort. And with students that already have so much on their plate, it only makes sense that they would be equally compensated for that.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right, the chair will claim the remainder of time. Thank you so much. All right, we'll now move forward with Kendrick Neptune. We'll go forward with 2 minute speech, same thing, and then the 3 minute period of Q&A, whenever you are ready.
All right, so sweet. Yeah, so my name is Kendrick Neptune. I'm also a student at College of Engineering. I'm a 3rd year MECI student. And so I'm originally, just a little background about me, originally from Austin. Always trained to become UT and decided to go forward with that. So I'm super thankful to be here. So in my time here, I was part of the UT Club cycling team, and I've also been involved with the American Society of Mechanical Engineers and how they divide our society. And I've also spent some time getting to work and do research in some of the labs in the department. Really, my intention for being a part of student government is, to be honest, I didn't know a whole lot about what it was about. I just got an email, and I've been really hoping in my last couple of years here at UT to just find some way to get more involved and to give back and to hopefully just make a positive impact on the university. And when I just saw the email, I just got like super excited about this could be a way to do that. And so I really just, my goal is to just kind of humbly learn at first as I'm here and just kind of learn like what student government does and just kind of learn from you all like the issues that y'all are moving forward with and trying to tackle and improve here. And so hopefully just to first learn and to myself, and then hopefully also to listen to my fellow engineers and to be their advocate here just on like a bigger scale at the university level. And so I took some time to send an email today talking to the president of the SEC of engineering, just asking like what are the topics and issues that they are dealing with, and how could I potentially just be a go-between to this body and advocate for those. So I think that's really my intention. I don't really have much of like a policy agenda at this point, but I hope to learn and yeah, be a active member of this body.
Thank you so much. We're now going to enter the 3-minute period of Q&A. Are there any questions for the representative appointee? President Murphy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kendrick. I'm really looking forward to getting to work with you. Love a lot of what you said. Same question, just do you support advocating for increased wages for campus workers?
Yes, certainly. I would 100%. I would love to talk to you more about that and learn more about like specifically what you're advocating for. But I have enjoyed just getting to have conversations with some of the staff and hear about their lives. And specifically, and I remember a moment when I was in Belmont and spoke with a custodian, and he just talked about how far away he had to live and that housing prices were really driving further from the peak. And so that was just like a neat conversation just to learn his perspective and definitely give me a heart for just like ensuring that his wages actually like match up to like where he lives and they've grown how Austin's grown.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Are there any other questions? The chair reclaims the remainder of the time. Thank you so much. We'll now proceed with swearing the new representative appointees in. Justice Maya, whenever you're ready. Oh, yeah. Just can someone pass her mic?
Okay, awesome. If I can get y'all to raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the University of Texas at Austin Student Government, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the student government. Congratulations.
All right, we'll go ahead and move forward. First up on new business is AR6 in support of minor children on campus policy. The chair will recommend a motion to recess for 5 minutes or 2 minutes for a brief caucus meeting between all of y'all to discuss legislation before we go on for introduction. Is there a second? Is there objection? Hearing none, we'll move forward. We'll recess for 2 minutes to talk amongst yourselves about the legislation. I'm gonna
Both filtered.
I'm a reporter for the Daily Texan, but I was just wondering, did you send the email with the legislation for this?
Yeah, I sent it to, so it goes out to the UT list. I don't know if y'all are on it.
Yeah, I'm on the list because I've gone them every week except for this week. So is there?
I
a
don't
way
know.
you
I
could-
know some people are saying they haven't got it. I know some people said they have. I don't know if anything happened this week, or what happened.
Yeah,
but-
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I know
Some other
usually
people told me they didn't get it either, so I don't know. If it was like a technical error.
I can go back and look at the UT list and see if names were removed. I don't know, but I will. Did Megan send it to you, or because I sent it to her this
No,
morning?
I haven't gotten it from.
Uh,
But if you're busy right now,
Yeah, I
that'd be
can send
fine.
you
But
the
just at like
email.
some point, okay,
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
So Sophia messaged me that she wouldn't be able to today for a presentation. She asked me to do it, but actually I have to leave from 8 from 8 to 9 for another meeting I have. Is there any way you could just like flash it up and say, hey,
Yeah, I'll just
quick look.
yeah. Okay, I'll do that. All right, thank you so much.
I might be back in time, but I might not. Be back in
Okay,
time.
yeah, no, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw like, there was an announcement that like. Back and then like, that's not. And then I think I got out of the list. They were like, "Oh, you will get a lot of the list."
So for the list to get the email list to get the agenda, you send it to the agenda, is that what that's about?
So the SG agenda is the people on that list. So I think it's like the justices, and like the dean of students and like some other people. And then the SGR is for the representatives.
I had the recommendation.
I don't know what happened this week. Apparently, yeah, because everyone's saying they didn't get it, but like some people told me they have. Okay, Leland's not back, but yeah, well, I'll look at the UT list and see if names were booted off. I don't know.
Just want to check, make sure it wasn't.
Yeah, no. You can call. Can you call? Yeah. Is it 3 minutes? 3 minutes for intro? Sure. Yeah.
So do I need it's 2 minutes, right?
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move back in. First item on new business is AR6 in support of minor children on campus policy. Will the authors and sponsors come up to present their bill? Will the authors and sponsors come to present AR6?
Sterling?
Just close it out. One second. Ready when you are.
All right, cool. So hi, everyone. Good to see you all again. We had a restful weekend. So basically, this resolution, first off, GSA, I've been working with GSA and the student parent organization pretty closely on this to ensure that it's what they want. And GSA passed a very similar resolution, I believe unanimously. And so basically what this resolution does, there is not a uniform policy for students with children on campus. So basically, there is a policy when it comes to employees with children. It allows, that policy allows, basically forbids them from bringing their children onto campus if you are an employee, but there's no policy pertaining to students with children. And so this policy, there was an incident, I believe last semester with a graduate student, where she was asked to take her child off campus because of the employee policy, when in reality, because there's no student policy, it's sort of left a loophole. And so basically this policy fixes that and ensures that there's also just a mention of student parents in the handbook of operating procedures. Making sure that there's that reference allows for further advocacy to increase resources for student parents, that type of thing, to make sure that there's like some recognition of the problems that they're facing. UTSA has a very similar policy to this that they implemented for student parents, and this has allowed them to increase the amount of resources and advocacy advocacy work that they can do for student parents on campus. So yeah, this is something that I really wanted to work on, this assembly, and I am also going to be working on a resolution related to childcare as well. So if you want to get in on that, yeah, that is sort of a summary of what this resolution seeks to achieve.
Alrighty, thank you so much. We'll now enter a 5-minute period of question and answer. Are there any questions for Representative Mosley? Representative Holman.
Rep. Holman, UI, first, congratulations on authoring your first resolution. My question was, should this resolution be passed and implemented, what are the next steps? Like, do you know who you need to talk to? Because I just don't know.
Yeah, so basically the next steps, the student parent organization, along with some of their advisors, we've been working with the Title IX office to sort of handle some of these issues, but also the student's office, I believe, and there's one more. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I will get back to you. But I plan to continue to work on this and try to get as many resources for student parents as I can. So if you're interested in that, just message me and I can get connected to student parents.
Any other questions? The chair will claim the end of time, and I'm going to refer this to student affairs. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move forward with AB1, amending the governing documents to enact the Transform SG Initiative Act. The chair will recommend a motion to recess for 5 minutes for a caucus meeting. Is there a second? Is there any objection? All right, we'll recess for 5 minutes. All right. We'll go ahead and move forward with the introduction of AR or AB1. I'll let the authors and sponsors begin.
All right, hello, everyone. First, I'd just like to preface and apologize that this process has seemed exclusionary. I think we're talking about something as important as student government reform. This is something that everyone needs to be part of the conversation, especially considering we all abide by these governing documents. That's more of a like quality of my behalf. So wonderful. So I do apologize on that. So given that, we've all collectively agreed that we should move forward with representative candidate suggestion, tabling this, having some more like informal assembly caucus discussion, where more people can come and voice their opinions. I think one of the reasons why we wanted to pass by the end of the semester was just so Tina Lee and her team of lawyers and like legal counsel could review the language, so they'd be ready to go up for referendum in the fall. If we need more time, then if that's something that somebody wants, I think that's something we should absolutely abide by. So yeah, I'm not sure if we'll have time to pass by the semester, but like at that point, like it's irrelevant. If people aren't comfortable with the board, so I'm sure you guys. And so then we yield our time back and recommend motion.
Okay. Speaker will entertain a motion. Representative Holman.
From Holman, UI, I motion to table AB1 indefinitely by unanimous consent.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any objection? It's ordered. All right, we'll move forward.
Point of order. Representative Greenwald, graduates in the board. Will there be an opportunity to discuss section 6 or February 26th through 37? Will graduates need any input on it?
Right now, okay, so parliamentary inquiry. Right now, the bill is tabled indefinitely. We will not debate it. We will not discuss it until the authors bring the bill back up. They said that they plan to have informal conversations. So I'm sure that there'll be discussion about it informally. But as of right now, today, no.
Can I make a personal request to the committee to reject both me and
Absolutely.
Okay. Ex officio reports. Is there any from Graduate Student Assembly or Senate here today? All right, move forward. Executive reports.
Hello, everyone. I just came back from a conference in Orlando with Black Health Professionals Organization, and we won. We got UT the Best Chapter Award in our region. So that's like 35 chapters, 7 states that we won. But I just want to highlight them and the work that they've done. Thank you. In addition, we closed our VEC board apps, a long time reading, and now we're doing interviews. So hopefully we'll have an exec board to kind of like bring to y'all soon. And I was thinking of how like student government could help with like professional development opportunities. So I was thinking like something like a free headshot day or something. But if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely reach out to me. I do want to kind of build like a coalition for that so we can start exploring what student government can do for that. We met with Dean Lilly and the LSO advisors, and then some things that I'm doing, we're doing. There's more stuff with the Student Services Budget Committee, meeting with Senate exec. And also I was thinking that it'd be cool if we could make the SG office a satellite location for the UT outpost. So I volunteer there, so I'm gonna bring it up tomorrow. And I'll let y'all know how that goes. But yeah, if there's anything that y'all ever need from me, please Slack or text me. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Mr. President.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Yeah, well, I have not done anything as cool as going to the conference as Isabel has recently, but yeah, not many updates right now. We've just been very busy with the exec board app deliberations and now this week interviews, so very exciting. Also, we are kind of putting, not a pause, but we're waiting to hear back from the Starbucks workers organizing committees at each 3 locations before proceeding with the announcement of the tour, just because we want to make sure that that date or a date works with them and see what just best works for them, because we would, we just want to make sure that we're listening to them and, finding a day and time where they're not necessarily busy with a lot of other things or like a rush hour. So right now, waiting on that. So hopefully we'll have more updates soon. Also, our weekly recap this week will probably just be dropping a little bit later, just because we've been very busy with the exec board app. So maybe next week we'll do like a double, but that will definitely get released. We just have to like go through and compile it. But of course, we've been super busy with apps. Yeah, we had our first PSAC meeting last Friday, which of course is with Dean Lilly, President Hartzell, and a couple others. And essentially in that meeting, they went over UT's 10 years to strategic action plan, which has a lot of recommendations that the university is trying to pursue to, better life for students, make us truly like a high impact university was kind of language they kept saying during the meeting. And it also has like a smaller part of this 10-year plan, which is the 3-year DEI plan. So if you have any questions about that, come talk to us. Then we have a meeting with Dean Lilly yesterday, as Isabel kind of mentioned, which was us two and then Kevin. And then, yeah, we're also going to be pausing. I mean, we haven't released it yet, but we're going to be waiting a little bit longer before we release our larger exec branch apps, just because we want to have a full board to discuss with them, as well as making sure we're truly like want to be intentional about the positions that we're going to be soliciting applications for. So that's all for me, but text me if you need anything, and looking forward to seeing all the great stuff that's happening this week.
All right. Moving forward with Assembly Board reports, rules and regulations.
All right, hello everyone. So given what we just discussed, I am free Saturday 4 p.m. If anyone wants to come and just chat about 81, some things you like, didn't like, some things maybe to consider, and I'm down to meet whether that's in person or Zoom, just up to you all. If we do it in person, I'll try to get like snacks, so we can at least meet in the SG office or something. The other thing is, like, I know midterms and finals are coming up, so please make sure to be prioritizing your academics and classes. Yeah, I know midterms have been kicking my ass recently, so hope it's going well and better for you all.
All right, next one, ethics and oversight.
Sorry. Happy belated birthday, Speaker Roberts.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, that photo did not come out. Okay, that's funny. Next.
Where's the next one?
Oh.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody who helped with tabling. If you read your hour or have already attended your event for this month, please make sure to fill out the community engagement form. The April's point is due next Saturday, April 30th at 11:59 p.m. So make sure you fill out that form. Before I conclude, I just wanted to say the Ethics and Oversight Committee is still working on its zero tolerance policy. After meeting with the chair of the Interpersonal Violence Prevention Coalition, we decided to further discuss the zero tolerance policy, make sure that we are helping students and not harming them. So if you are familiar with interpersonal violence prevention work or know anybody who is, please feel free to reach out. And as always, if you're going to be absent, DM me with a valid conflict and at least 24 hours in advance. Thanks.
All right, next up is academic affairs.
Hello, I was elected as a vice chair, Diego, and our next meeting will be after the next assembly. And if you want to reach out to Diego, he has a big initiative based on his chair platform. So if you have any questions, reach out to him. Thank you.
All right, next up, financial affairs.
Hey y'all. So I was like the vice chair, and sort of not be here, but our next meeting will be April 27th. Or I can put my phone up there in the future as well, but feel free to text me anytime. I'll have that later. But community engagement opportunity, the Texas World Dodgeball Tournament, working on the working group. Again, please reach out if anything. Thanks, guys.
All right, governmental affairs.
Hi, so governmental affairs, we are getting new members soon, hopefully, so we can have our chair elections finally. I apologize for my lackluster slides, but they're still pretty new to me. We're working on some legislation hopefully for the upcoming Prop A, which is the decriminalization of marijuana and banning of minimum warrants, which is very, very important. So we're going to work on that. If you're interested in that, please reach out. Also, some kind of simple election bill. If you're also interested in that, please reach out. And once again, as always, if you have any governmental affairs related things you want to talk about, please feel free to reach out to myself or anyone else. And yes, thank you so much.
All right. Student affairs.
Hello, everyone.
I
Some
know.
committee initiative updates I have is that I recently personally reached out to the agency directors of the Women's Resource Agency in regards to our menstrual product or project initiative, as well as a student affairs support project coordinator in regards to our CHC initiative, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. Our committee is creating a comprehensive contact list to reach out to as many stakeholders to collaborate on our initiatives with as possible, so there will be updates, more updates coming soon. And if you don't know already, we do have an EEI caucus, so if you're interested, you can always scan the QR code over there to the right and joining. Based off of our when to meet, the best time to meet for our caucus were Mondays from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So get ready for our first meeting next week. And again, reach out to Rep. Stan, Rep. Sindrick, or me if you're interested in learning more, possibly joining.
All right.
Shout out to Adrian for saying I love you, Rep. True.
All right. All right, speakers report. So first, I just want to say that is well, it's not as good on here though, but that was a photo from the Milky Way in Cairo, I believe. I saw on Twitter. It looked really nice, so I just needed a photo on here, so it didn't look bland. All right, Transformation Initiative Act. So the authors decided to table the bill. I'm sure they're going to work with you all to ensure that there is more representative inclusion into the work product. So I have full confidence in that. Some things that I personally would want to include in that, which would be something of a new committee dealing with oversight of the agencies, as well as clear guidelines on transition when new presidents transition into their roles. So that's something I'm going to work with them hopefully on and with you all on getting that into the bill. Vacancies. Reach out to me if you know anyone in a college council has a vacancy. We have now finally appointed all engineering representatives. So happy with that. CNS still has 3 vacancies. So I've sent an email out to them today, earlier today, this morning, saying that, you know, they have 7 days to pick someone, or the assembly board is going to start picking people. So hopefully they'll give us someone soon. Student or social media. Follow us on social media. We follow you back, please. Some of y'all, I think everyone's following on Instagram, but some of y'all aren't following us on Twitter. Please follow us on Twitter. We follow you back. Do that. Do that. As you know, Leland said earlier, we met with Dean Lilly, and just something that is on your radar. The Dean of Students Office has decided to hire a team of lawyers to review our governing documents, and they're going to be making changes to them. I don't know when those changes will be done or what the timeline is, but I'm hoping to get some students there so that we are a part of that process, so we don't have, you know, documents just forced upon us. So I will keep you advised on that once I learn some more about that, but yeah. And then lastly, we have a meeting with Zoe Kadri and State Representative Hinojosa on Thursday to go over the unionization bill. We're still working with Starbucks to make sure times work with them, but that's as far as everything I have going on right now. Next slide. Representative shout out. Please fill this out if you want to shout out a representative for any hard work or anything that they've done recently. Give a second for that. All right. And here is the mental health resources if anyone wants to utilize that. All right. And for this week's rep shout out, we're going to shout out Rep. Freerman for his Representative Weiss shouted you out for your hard work as well as your thoughtful insight on questions. So congratulations. Yay. All right. Any announcements? Rep. Turgeon.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to announce that if you guys want to be the community engagement point this Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m., there's a big party, basically, like a Jewish party event at Texas Hill, celebrate the end of class. It's free to students and everyone's welcome. With food, dancing, music, and like really fun event, so we should come out. 6 to 8 at Texas Hill. So that's, I think it's on San Antonio and it's but come.
Any other questions? Or sorry, not questions, any other announcements? All right, moving forward. Second roll call.
Oh, gosh. Oops, I'm so sorry. Not for 20. Ooh,
Like the way I said earlier, no way I'm probably, I'm still stuck in last year's mindset.
I know. Now it's gay to prop A.
I know, right? This is, we need to do like prop A, prop 1, 2, 3. Like switch it. Right? I need more for myself.
I like it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I put on.
Literally, I just like, well, I said like the first meeting when we did this, I typed in 2022 meet. Oh, me too. All right, Adrian, we're good? All right. The chair will recommend a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Any objections? We're adjourned. See you next week.